again. Thank you for joining us here. We've been plugging away with Cosmic Cat Festival for the last 3 weeks. That's coming up on Saturday. Very excited for that. And I do want to mention quickly our sponsor of the month as well, Little Gallery of Big Messes. They're going to be out at Cosmic Cat, Mark Humphrey, sorry, with all of his great art pieces. So shout out to him. But right now we got with us Black Tea. How are you guys doing?
Pretty good.
Doing
How are
great.
you doing?
Doing good.
Doing really well, thank you. Especially, I appreciate you guys taking the time to talk to me. Thank you.
For sure.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Awesome, and it's great timing to have you as well. So you guys recently went through a big transformation, a big change. So talk about becoming Black Tea. That's a new name for you guys, and kind of talk about the origins of that or where it came from.
Great.
Yeah, well, we were called the Hour Hand for close to 10 years. We came up with that name when we were just teenagers in high school, and we played a lot of shows under that. We had a lot of experiences, and now we got a new record on the way. We figured now was the time, is now or never to change the name. We've been thinking about it for years, so now we just decided to pull the trigger on something that kind of fits the new aesthetic. So
Yeah.
Black
It's been
Tea,
on the
Black Tea was the way to go.
it's been on the back burner for like 5 years or so. We've been talking about because we started this band so young. So many things have changed, styles, headspaces. We've matured as human beings in that time, and
Yeah,
the music that we were producing just really didn't fit the old name or our understanding of what the old name meant, right? So this is kind of a little more digestible, and it also ties into like stylistically into the music that we're playing and building.
yeah,
So
I think a big
and,
part of
and
it was like what Greg and Cole alluded to was we started the band when we were 16. That was 10 years ago. Like most people, when they go from age 16 to 26, they change a lot. The band was no
yeah,
different. We started off playing like pretty heavy music. At the time when we put out our first EP, there was some pretty heavy songs on there. Some would say they were more metal than rock, and the name The Hour Hand really fit that style. It was more proggy, more heavy, more metal oriented.
yeah,
And over time, we found that we've refined our sound, refined our songwriting uh, to fit ourselves a lot better. So it's almost like our band evolved through that 10 years, but we never evolved the name. We kind of just stuck from that first point when we were 16. So now,
yeah,
fast forward to today, we're 10 years later. The band now compared to 10 years ago is completely different, but the name was the same. And we were like, okay, we've recorded this album, we've done all this work, and we're now ready to really hit the ground running with launching with launching this release. And we were just finding, Kat, we've talked about changing the name for many years now, and if we're ever going to do it, now's the time. So
yeah.
we hummed and we hawed, and we really debated it, and finally we just said, you know what, screw it, let's do this. It's now or never, and developed the name Black Tea. And once we got the name, we were like, and we said, yep, that's it. Never really looked back. So
Awesome. Well, it's a
that's a
great
big
name.
story.
It definitely, I think it fits. Obviously, I've only heard the one new single, but I definitely think it fits. What would be the origins of the name, or where did the name come from?
So yeah, we've been playing this song called Black Coffee by Humble Pie. It was in the set for the last year
Great.
probably.
Mhm.
Yeah, and it's been hitting live every time we play it. We've been opening the show with it. And there's a lyric in there where he says, "Black tea can't compare to me." And then we were just
Oh,
coming up with names, and I think it was Cole. It was just like, "Yo, Black Tea, it's right there. It's just in the lyrics."
well, dude, I was so hyped when I saw it.
yeah,
Yeah, 'cause we've been playing the song. It's been hitting live. We've been loving it, and it being a humble pie song, I was thinking, I was like, what would sound good? Like, if this is the style of music that we're playing like humble pie. We're playing like Black Keys, Black Crows, Rival Sons, Marcus King, like the names of the artists that we've been trying to align our style and our sound with. Like, what
yeah,
would look good on a tour poster with them? And I was like, you you drink black tea when you eat humble pie, you know, like
Yeah.
it just looks good, it sounds good, and it kind of just fits that style. So it's just very fitting.
It sounds like it clicked. So that's awesome. And you
Yeah.
mentioned how it looks on a poster as well. So with the new name, obviously came a new logo. How did the new logo come about, or do you have somebody specifically who designed it, or yourself?
Gladline is our go-to. He's done a lot of amazing work for us.
Yeah, all the Hour Hand stuff. Well, the majority of it he had done. Our previous logo, we were really happy with. A lot of our shirt designs. We had went through him, and he's always been super easy to work with. And yeah, we just when we were like, we need a new logo, and we're like, well, go to him.
Gladline.
It was the kind of like a no-brainer for us.
And he just got the like southern kind of vibe that we were going for right away. So
Definitely.
it looks great, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, it looks awesome. Definitely. That's great. Well, I did want to talk as well about, you mentioned that you guys have been together a long time as a band. Talk about kind of forming the band, or how the band originally formed. It sounds like it was when you were 16, you mentioned, or?
Yeah. Well,
yeah. So myself and Dawson met, well, we went to the same high school. We were in jazz band together. So we'd been playing together in jazz band for quite some time. And I knew Cole separately from this Lon McQuaid rock band program where they would just put kids in bands
Nice.
together. So
yeah,
we had all been playing together in some fashion for like quite a few years, but then we kind of just like, I think everybody knew all three of us were like the ones we wanted to play with. So we kind of just like got together and did it up. And
Yeah, we tried a few different orientations of bands and stuff. Like with Gray and I being in like 2 or 3 different rock band program bands.
okay.
We kind of noticed that it was like Gray and I were the ones that were showing up, and we were like the chops were
Yeah.
there, you know, the chops, the knowledge of the songs. It was just there a little more. And when we got together, we tried different singers and stuff, or like we looked for different singers. We had one different singer who had a brief stint with us, and then we discovered that Gray could sing like a little bird, and
Yeah, absolutely.
and so he took that role, took over the bass. Now the dude's evolved over to the keyboards, and here we are, Black Tea.
Yeah, and it's an amazing combination, the vocals and the keyboards with everything else. It really does come together great.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Absolutely. So it sounds like your influences have certainly changed, like you mentioned, over the past few years. So what were some of your influences early on compared to maybe in the past 5 years or so?
It's kind of
That's a good
strange because
question.
like,
That's a really good question.
I almost felt like my influences even back then were still the same, but for whatever reason, when we got into the band room, those weren't necessarily what we were playing or writing.
I would say it would reflect what we were listening to a lot. Like what we write and how we write is directly affected by what we're listening to in the moment. And
Yeah.
at the time of us doing our first EP when we were like 17, 18, or like 16, 17, yeah, ish. I don't know when we were writing that stuff.
Back then.
Yeah, but it was like
while
I
ago.
know I was listening to like Avenged Sevenfold. We were listening to Gojira. We were listening to
Gojira was huge.
Royal Blood was one. Like
That's a great
tonally,
band, yeah.
tonally, like with the bass running into the guitars and stuff. That was a cool sound. Yeah, it definitely was a little more aggressive, and the gear and everything. Like as much as we're writing songs and stuff, the gear plays a huge part in it. Like we're really digging old gear. Like I said with this guy, like the acquisition of these pieces of history, it influences the way that you play, and it influences what you listen to. Because now I'm trying to find like all the records where I can hear a 61 Les Paul on them, you know?
Yeah.
And that's influencing what I bring into the band room when we start writing.
Like we're using the same tools that
exactly
the people that we listen to, they use the same thing. So we're using the exact same thing to make the same style of music. So it kind of comes from the same source almost.
Yeah.
Like the Leslie.
Awesome.
I would say the Leslie was the biggest game changer. Like you should tell the story about how you got the Leslie. Like,
well, I had an old family relative, and it's like this organ speaker that's like renowned. It's one of the. It's just it spins and it throws the organ sound around the room. And it's one of the. If you've heard an organ on an old tune, it's like
Yeah.
it's being put through a Leslie. So like that's like I picked that up before I even had an organ, and then I found an organ free on Marketplace, and then it turns out to be the exact same organ rig that was used on the first Boston record.
Oh,
So
wow.
so it's like the exact same setup, and it just sounds like it's my favorite sound ever. So
I
that
can
was kind
imagine.
of that was like my first real like I thought I was onto something there. So
Yeah.
And
That
and
is
really, we have
amazing.
been
Wow.
since we've been hooked onto like the vintage gear since. I mean, I've always really
Mm.
appreciated collecting, and like I love history, right? And
Yeah.
so owning a piece of history like a 64 Princeton or a 70s Marshall, like you're that much closer to be like to feeling like how your heroes felt.
Yeah,
Except
definitely.
for
Brings you
now,
that much
there's no
closer.
excuses if I play like shit, you know? Like, it's not the gear. It's
Yeah.
certainly not the gear. It's you.
No.
If you sound
It's
bad on this, it's you.
it's one of those things where
Hopefully
the
it makes you
gear
play
will
that
at
much
least
better.
the gear will at least inspire you to play in a certain way. It
Mhm.
won't make you play any better. It'll just give you that inspiration of, oh, this sounds similar to the things that I love. So when I play it, I'm going to have that inspiration to play in that particular manner.
It's terrible on the wallet.
Yep.
It's
Yeah,
terrible on the wallet, man.
Yeah. Everything
I
old is
can
not
imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, definitely, especially stuff like that for sure. Awesome. Well, as I was going to bring up, so we're always talking to bands from Manitoba, Winnipeg. That's kind of what we do at Peg City Soundoff, but also bands that come through Winnipeg or have played with Winnipeg bands in the past. You guys, first time I saw you was at the Rock in the Fields Battle of the Bands, so that would have been in 2023, I think. And that Battle of the Bands was outstanding. They just had another amazing one. Actually, I wasn't able to attend, unfortunately. But you had bands like Matt Corey there, who is just phenomenal. Ronnie Ladderbrook in the Electric at the time now, Ronnie Ladderbrook, but one of the best guitar players, if not the best guitar player we have in Winnipeg. I think
Yeah.
maybe Father Seamus or another band was in there
Yeah,
as well. But you
Seamus.
guys ended up
Yeah.
I
winning.
remember that one.
Yeah. So talk a little bit about the Rock in the Band, or sorry, the Rock in the Fields Battle of the Bands, and winning, being able to play on the main stage there.
That was
That's
like our
a
first like that was our first time playing Manitoba, basically, that show that you saw. So it's
Okay.
really cool to just like be introduced to all the like great musicians that you just mentioned, and like just get our foot
Yeah.
into the scene and kind of just
Mhm.
have an opportunity to actually, because it was so hard for us to even leave Saskatchewan, like just to get out and do
Yeah.
that. It was really helpful for us.
Yeah, living here in Saskatchewan, that's the difficulties when it comes to trying to get into some of the other provinces. Is that pretty
Yeah.
much you either go 6 hours east to Manitoba and try to hit like Winnipeg, or you go 6 to 8 hours west and try to do Calgary or Edmonton. So
Yeah.
that's where some of these shows were like, if you can get on a Battle of the Bands, and like for us, we were very fortunate to win it, but if you can get on some of these shows where it's like, oh yeah, like, there's going to be a draw, there's going to be a good pull, you're going to do well. It's like, that's where we get really happy and are really fortunate to get those opportunities. So no, that
Yeah.
Rock in the Fields was
The
awesome for us to play.
It
the
was.
huge drive. The
Yeah.
huge drive between like Winnipeg and Calgary, Edmonton is like it totally makes sense why so many artists, like big artists, skip over Saskatchewan. It's just like trying to stay awake while you're driving in this province is the worst thing in the world. I don't wish it
Yeah.
on anybody. Like
No, for sure. And they had so many great bands that year. I was there to see the Glorious Sons
Yeah.
among some of my
Ah.
friends who were playing
yeah,
there.
the
I know
sheepdog.
the
Sheepdogs.
The
Sheepdogs were
Sheepdogs
so good.
Man,
absolutely killed it. Yeah.
we got to
So close, man.
just stand
So close.
we got to just stand side stage while Sheepdogs were doing their set, and that might have been my favorite thing about the whole weekend, just to
Man,
be able
Yeah.
to watch them from that vantage point.
It was awesome.
okay.
Yeah.
I do
Kick
have something
Axe
to
was in
say.
there too.
I do have something to say in regards to that. We have been trying.
Oh.
So, being that we're from Regina, one of our
Yeah.
biggest influences, our biggest, like the most influential bands we could name, the Sheepdogs. You know, 2 hours north, up in
Yeah, they're
Saskatoon,
amazing.
and it's just we have always just tried to sneak our ways in, like to kind of get in with these guys, and we were so close to opening up for them. When
Yeah.
everything started running late on the main stage, we got pushed to the next day. It's kind of like
I remember that.
it's the way
Yeah.
she goes. That's show business, right?
Yeah.
I wasn't able to stay
were
for the Sunday, and I was
so
very disappointed
close.
that you guys got pushed.
Yeah.
So close to opening
Yeah.
for the Sheepdogs. So
Yeah,
close.
Yeah.
I think, yeah, I remember
One
the
of these
production,
days, Ewan. One
the
of these
production co-
days.
the production company that was working that one, they were really trying to get us on. They were giving us like updates every 5-10 minutes. Like, okay,
Yeah.
we need you here. We need you to be this. This is what's going to happen.
That was
And like,
Barn Dog, right?
yeah, they
Yep.
were really trying to get us
Yeah,
on.
they do a great job out there. They
They
do.
were
Yeah.
so nice. Those guys
So
are so
nice.
great.
So
There were
great
so
to
many
work with.
bands playing too.
They're also from
Yeah, there was
Saskatoon, I think.
tons. So
Yeah, they are.
Nice.
it was just one of those things where it just didn't work out with logistics.
Yeah.
So we got on the next day. The next day we were able to have a good sound check, and everything went smoothly. But yeah, we were so close to opening up for some of those awesome bands.
Yeah, no, I hear you. Like I said, I was super disappointed when you guys weren't able to play because I couldn't stay for the Sunday, and I just had stuff going on. I was just there for Friday, Saturday.
Mhm.
But talking about the future, so you recently released a new single, "Living Easy." Great tune. Everybody who hasn't heard it yet, go stream it, whether it's YouTube or Spotify or whatever it is. You kind of had a unique thing where you announced the single, if I'm not mistaken, earlier in the year. So it was like January or February, something like that, that you announced you had the song and that you were playing it live at the time. Is kind of the rebranding is why you were holding on to the song for so long, or is that kind of how you decided to release the song, or were there other
We've
songs
had-
you were working on too?
Well, we've had the whole record like pretty much like we finished recording it in October. Then we were mixing
Oh,
it,
okay.
mastering it for like the last, I don't know, 6 months. Like we were just mixing it for quite a while. But then
Okay.
we were almost like ready to say go with it. And then we were at this point, we were like, okay, last stop here. What are we thinking on the name change? Like, do we want
Yeah.
to pull that trigger? So then that kind of
It's now or
set
never.
off. It set off another chain of events that kind of pushed it off, maybe later than we would have wanted to do it. But now that we're kind of rolling it out,
Yeah.
I think it's all going how it's
It was
supposed
meant
to
to
go.
be. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like it was because with the name change, with what we've been a band for how long, right? And at
Yeah.
that point, yeah, we had the old material under the Hour Hand and stuff, like our first
Mhm.
EP and like I can't even think of the names, like Hobo and the Bull.
You got some great
like
singles.
that was like a metal
Candy,
song.
Yeah.
No, but
Bull's
before
amazing,
that,
for sure.
like Hobo and the Bull,
Oh, okay.
Speakeasy,
whole
and then
EP.
like the old EP. Oh, am I sorry?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right, Cole.
I thought you said I was muted. So we had like all that stuff, and with this new album, like with Hellbent and Setting Sun and Candy, it felt like they were very clearly like not that same band. Like we very clearly
Yeah.
changed our sound, and with this album, we take that like 2, 3, 4 steps further with our identity as musicians and songwriters and stuff. So it just like releasing the album under the Hour Hand and then deciding to change, because that was sitting on the back burner. It was nagging in our ears that it was like the name just doesn't identify our music very well.
Yeah.
If we wanted to change it later, it would be such a headache. It would be such a headache. So it's like, let's just push the
Yeah,
album.
for sure.
Let's do it again.
And like I think that old stuff, it's like still in our blood. It's like the same. This new single, "Living Easy," if you listen to it back to back to some of those more recent older singles, it's still kind of the same. It's still the same thing. But I think when people hear the full album, they're gonna see the real like big change that we underwent, because it's a lot of different stuff that I don't think people are really going to be expecting from us.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, I know I'm definitely excited for it. But yeah, if you play that song next to something like "Setting Sun," which is my favorite song from you guys, I think right now, it fits in perfectly. So at the same time, though, you can kind of tell, like you said, you're evolving. You're kind of moving in a new direction with Black Tea. So
there's actually like two things I noticed in this last week or so, because I work at a music store, so I have a bunch of like kind of local players come by, and we chat, and they're like, oh, the name change and stuff. A few of them have been like, oh, I really like the hour hand. I was like, well, it's
Yeah.
available, you can take it if you want. um, but I would have people like singer-songwriters, like proper singer-songwriters, just like one guy and acoustic guitar being like, man, it'd be so nice to like share a bill with you guys, but it's just like, we're just not the same genre. Like you guys are just like, hard rock metal. And I was like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
But then I realized they haven't heard what we've been writing for the last 3 years.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's like when I hear Setting Sun and Candy and Hellbent, it's like, yeah, it's a little more like kind of like down the middle of the road, like just harder rock and roll, kind of radio rock. The vocals are like they're going like Gray's. Your vocals were, they're hardcore, and you're
outstanding
yelling,
for sure.
And this album doesn't really have much of that, and I think there's a statement there, with the message of the album and everything, the way that we're also performing the album, vocally, musically, everything, the way that the songs kind of flow, have very similar themes, although explore different genres. I think is that's a big statement, because considering what you've heard from us, the demos that we write, the songs that we write and don't ever record or put out there is like this whole landscape of different genres that we like to play, that we like to fiddle around with. And I think with how eclectic this album is, it's also safeguarding us from pigeonholing into one specific sound.
Yeah,
so
for
like
sure.
like there's gonna be one song that hopefully you're crying by the end of, and then we're gonna punch you in the face with a heavy hitter, like
We
it's
can back up. Yeah.
like it's, but like, and then everything in between, and then it ties back together with like an arrangement that I think is like our greatest arrangement. It's a song that took us, it's actually what the album's named after. It's called Now That You're Here.
Okay.
And we have been writing that song since 2018. I'm
wow.
not kidding. We've been writing that song since
Yeah.
2018. There's like 5 or 6 different variations, and when we finished it, it was, I think, wasn't it the last song that we finished?
Probably.
I think it was
so,
the
yeah.
last song we finished for the album. And being that, like, we played that song in 2018, like when we were opening up for One Bad Son.
Oh wow, great band, by the way. Shout out to One Bad Son.
Absolutely.
Like that was actually one of our Battle of the Bands wins. We did Battle of the Bands in Saskatoon, and got the opportunity to open up for them. And like, if you compare our set list from then to what it is today, that's the Hour Hand and today's Black Tea. Like that's and being that the very last song that we did is Now That You're Here, the name of the album, and also one of our longest, like the song that took the longest to arrange and write. There's kind of like a perfect circle in there. Like it just, the meaning behind it, I think just means a lot. I know to me, and I'm sure it means a lot to Gray and Dawson. It's kind of like putting a pin on the Hour Hand. Like 10 years of our lives.
Yep.
And I think it's going to translate on stage as well, so I can't wait to hear that.
I hope so.
Definitely.
Oh, that one.
That's awesome.
That one, it's an intense song. Like
Yeah.
there's a lot going on in it, and I think just the 3 of us, we pull it off incredibly well. I'm very happy with the way that we can play it with just 3 instruments. It's
that's wicked.
Yeah, I mean, you'll hear it, and hopefully you're like, holy shit, 3 guys make
I can
this
definitely
sound.
always hear that in your guys' music. Yeah, I was just going to say, or agree with you there, that you guys do an amazing job, just the 3 of you. It's a big sound every time, for sure. I do have to apologize. I'm running a little bit low on time here. I did want to talk about some of the new merch that would be coming out with the logo as well. You're finally going to be coming out with some vinyl. Do you know when the vinyl might be happening?
Well, we're in the midst of ordering it, so
Okay,
it'll be
there we
out.
go.
We should have it it's pending. We should have it the day that we release the album. So it should
Awesome.
be early. We were hoping for an early October release.
We better be
Awesome.
bringing
Well, I
some to
really-
Winnipeg.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I know some people down here probably would want to buy some, so it's better than ordering them online, definitely.
Well, yeah, and then
That sounds good.
we'll have T-shirts and some vintage Hour Hand T-shirts too, if anybody wants to collect them.
Absolutely. Wicked. Well, thank you for taking the time to talk to us, guys. I know you've played with some great Winnipeg bands in the past, whether, like I said, it's Matt Corey. He's from Brandon, but still Manitoba either way. Ronnie Ladderbrook. I know you've played with Exo Merida, the Northern Royals in the past.
Yeah, I was just about to say.
Sounds
the
like you
Northern
might
Royals.
be. Sounds like you might be playing with another Winnipeg band soon. So we'll see if there's any announcements coming up in the future or anything like that. But thanks for taking the time to talk to us. Ruth Morris in the chat one says she wants some merch too. So
Awesome.
Awesome.
Show and we'll get you some.
wicked. Well, thank you very much, guys. It was a pleasure talking with you. And hope to
Thanks so
see
much,
you guys
Thomas.
again soon. We'd love to have you back on when the album's coming out, or even just another single, anything.
Absolutely.
Give us- Yeah,
Back out.
absolutely.
Wicked. Well, thank you very much, and thanks everyone for watching. Have a great night, and yeah,
Thanks,
again.
everyone.
Thanks.
Have a good day.